ever wondered where in the world does Jackie and her students go to find properties and research these amazing tax deed properties all across the country? Like, where in the world do we go? So that's one of the questions of the day that I am definitely going to answer right here in this video. So stick around if you want to see an insider view of exactly how I look at all of the information for properties. This quick video, I'm actually going to give you basically like a quick overview. It's not going to be all inclusive because, it's like 10 minutes. You're not going to get a PhD in 10 minutes, right? So I'm going to give you the insider information. So let's have at it. I'm going to share my screen. So what we're looking at is a property that I was emailed by the state of Alabama. Normally I use, Florida, where I'm located, as a example, but this time I'm going to research a property that I received information from the Alabama Department of Revenue. And the county is Jefferson County. Jefferson County in like Birmingham, because Jefferson has like two different sides. It's kind of weird how that county works, but it has two different sides to the county. They've like broken in half or something like that. So this property is from the Birmingham side. So Birmingham, Alabama, if you will. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. You guys, you're looking right now at a price notification that I was sent from the Alabama Department of Revenue, right? So if you're looking at the date right here, I highlighted all of the important information that you need to know as an investor. So Alabama is a lien state, technically, right? So they only sell tax liens, but the tax liens that do not sell at the annual tax lien auctions throughout the state of Alabama is turned over to the Department of Revenue. And the Department of Revenue, according to Code of Alabama 1975, Section 40-10-120, right? They have the authority to resell these tax liens to the public, okay? So Alabama also has a statutory redemption period of 3 years. So if the tax lien is hanging out on this list for 3 years or more, when a real estate investor purchases it, it's not going to be a lien anymore. It's actually going to be a deed. So fun fact, right? How cool is that? They're not going to send you a tax lien certificate. They're actually going to send you a tax deed. They're going to send you a deed to this property. Anyway, so here we have County of Jefferson, the Birmingham side. And then we have some information of who the property is currently assessed to. You have the case number. The date of the original sale was May 22nd, 2007. So that was a really long time ago. This property been on the books for the Department of Revenue of Alabama for a really long time. So they have not paid their taxes. This owner, Ford, or Victor Ford, has not paid their taxes in a really long time. And then you have the parcel ID for this property. You got the legal address. And then what they do, the state of Alabama Department of Revenue, they're going to send us a price notification letting us know what the actual taxes are for this property. It's right now, it's $8,682.25 if I wanted to purchase this property, right? So they're sharing here that this estimate is good through October 1st of 2022, right? So you can see the price includes the property taxes, costs, and fees all the way through their next collection tax year. And if you scroll all the way down and you look at the highlighted areas, I have 10 days to make a decision. So I like that about Alabama. They do a round robin type of process where an investor, if they inquire on a specific property, they get 10 days to make a decision. And if you do not make a purchase, then it goes to the next person in line, right? So the price notice is through November 15th of 2021. All right, cool. We're clear. We're good. Awesome. So the next step that I do after taking a look at the price, I'm like, this is interesting. Let me confirm or deny if I'm actually interested in moving forward with this property, right? So Normally, they don't give you a physical address. If you notice, the price notice does not have a physical address. What it only has is a legal description and the parcel ID as a identifier for this property. So I use a free resource called NetR Online. Right. And NetR Online is a great tool and a great resource that is great for investors for like a quick look to connect to different county websites. So what I've done is if you take a look, it's all in alphabetical order. So it's netronline.com. And then you can scroll to any state that you want. We're in the state of Alabama. And then here you got all the counties. So I clicked on Jefferson, and it's the Birmingham side of Jefferson. So I selected that. Now, I came here because I want specific information. I want to go to the GIS mapping first, if it's possible, because I would like to see like an aerial view of the county's map, as well as more specific information. But not every county has a GIS. I just invest in Alabama a lot. And the GIS mapping website for Alabama counties is the best way to get that information. For other states, it may be the assessor or the appraiser's website. But for Alabama, if you're trying to get like a map view, the GIS is, to me, the best way. So I click on this right here, right? Go to that data. It's linked directly to that site. And once you're at the GIS, it's a government website. So they're gonna, make sure that you understand that. And it's for the services of the citizens in that county and basically anybody else on the internet. But up here is where you can copy and paste the parcel ID and you can search by it, right? And they have other search criteria as well too, but we're gonna search by the parcel ID. So that helps me here. So I've already done it already. I entered the parcel ID in the search field and I click search. And what it provided me is this kind of like, 1990s, I think video arcade view, if you will. I mean, it does get a little bit more refined. You can do a different type of view, but I like this for simplicity, right? So I can see that this is the block. I can see all the other properties on the block and like the structures on the block. So, hey, there's a structure on this property. So now I'm intrigued, right? Because I want, at this time, I want properties, right? So I want to see that this is actually like a structure on the property. So this is so far so good, you guys. So far so good. So if you take a look over here, you got the parcel ID, you got the current owners, you got the current owner's address, and then it tells me that this 0.016 acres, the district it's in, all that cool stuff. So a lot of this information may be applicable, it isn't. But where I'm going to go next, I'm going to click on where it says here for more additional information. So when I click on that, it redirects me to the actual assessor site for Jefferson County, which is great because now I actually get to see some even more in-depth information, right? I get to see what the land's value is, like underneath that structure, like what is that parcel really worth, right? So the land is worth, if you look at the top right corner, it says that the land is $5,100 and the improvement, which is the structure, they're estimating it to be $5,100 as well. So a little trick that I do, you guys, when I'm looking to see the assessed value of a property, I always kind of bring my eyes over to the improvement section. Why? Because if that says $0, that already tells me that the property assessor for that county believes that there's no structure on top of that land. So if you're ever thinking, well, I want to make sure that I don't buy a property that has been demolished or, torn down. If it has, then there would be $0 value in the improvement section, and all the value would only be for the land. Tip, what do you think? Cool? Okay, cool. And the assessor site is also going to tell me how many bedrooms we got. So this particular property right now says that it has 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. It's 1,594 square feet. And the assessed value is $10,200. All right. So far, so good. Now, the assessed value is not the market value. That's not what properties are actually selling for in that area. This $10,200 is the assessed value of where the actual property taxes is being based off of, right? So assessed value, that's how they calculate your taxes. They don't calculate real property taxes based off of the market value, or else people will be like, property owners will be pissed. They'll be upset. You do not want your property taxes based off of the market value of your property, like the appraised value. Oh, heck no, right? People will be paying like millions and millions and millions of dollars in property taxes, and that's not really what they, what folks is about. So the assessed value is normally a little bit lower. Anyway, so all right, so far so good. I've confirmed that there is actually a structure on top of this property, and it's 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. A little bit over, under 1,600 square feet, because it's only 6 feet difference to be 1,600 square feet, which is pretty generous house, right? So that's pretty dope. All right, so let's go see what it looks like. So my next thing is I just do a real basic Google search, right? So I just take the address, because now that I'm on the assessor site, I get the street address or the location address of the property, right? Which is 2327 34th Avenue North in Birmingham, Alabama, 35207, right? So now I can copy that, where before I only had the parcel ID and the legal address, right? So now I just get to do a regular, Google search, if you will. So I put my address into Google, and now I click on Google Maps. So I'm looking at the neighborhood real quick. And what do I see? This is it right here. So if we go back to the GIS website real quick, let's see if that's which one it is here. This guy, you can see that it's the second house on the corner, right? So if you're ever wondering, sometimes if you are looking at like a Google Maps and you're like, which house is it? If you can't really see the address from Google Maps, then you can cross-reference, be like, okay, it's one house in. So now I'm here and I'm like, oh, it's the second house, so it's that guy. It's this guy right here. Well, I can already tell by the neighborhood here that, it's a little worn, right? It's an established neighborhood. It's an older neighborhood. The houses are framed homes, with siding, that kind of thing. And look, this house is boarded up, isn't it? The windows is boarded, the doors is boarded, maybe even the house next door is kind of trashed. So I can see that, this is kind of like a distressed neighborhood, if you will. But if you go down to the bottom of your screen on Google, just quick tip, Google Maps will tell you exactly when this image was taken. So this image was captured March of 2017. So that's quite some time ago. So again, it may still be in this same condition, it may not. So the next thing I normally do, if I'm really interested in learning more about a property, remember I got 10 days, you guys, according to Alabama's price notice. I will pay like $50, for somebody to go out and look at a property for me, right? There's services that you can do, and you can hire people to go out and just drive by this address or multiple addresses. Say you got multiple properties that you want to look at in that county or that city, and you don't live there, then that would be something that I would invest in. Have somebody do that. You can always, hire somebody from like Craigslist or something like that, or any type of like online classified ad. Or you can actually hire from specific companies that specialize in actually going out and taking pictures of properties for investors, right? So that's a real thing. So there is a structure here. I know that it is a depressed neighborhood, at least it was in 2017. I don't know if it is today. So now I want to know, what's the value of this property? Like what are properties selling for in this neighborhood? Because I got $8,600, right? $8,682.25. Let's see if I'm willing to do that. If I'm willing to actually invest that much, right? I need to know how much properties are actually selling for. So what I normally do, you guys, I don't do anything elaborate. I'm not really, a rocket science in this, scientist in this process. Like, this is really some basic steps, right? So I am going to cross-reference just regular public domain websites, right? So one of the websites that I use, Zillow sometimes, I use Redfin, I use, Realtor.com. I just put in the address and just search. And what I'm looking for is not necessarily what they say properties are selling for, what their estimate is, but I'll take it into consideration. I'm normally looking for like comparables, like what sold recently in that area, so that's really what I like to see. So I'm going to take this address, copy and paste, and then literally like just paste it into a Google search, You got Redfin, you got Movoto, you got Realtor.com, you got, you have all these websites that you can click on. You even got Zillow. So let's see what Zillow says. I like Zillow sometimes. Sometimes they'll give you, no, that's not even the right address. See what I'm talking about? Sometimes they just be doing the most. Doing the most all the time. All right, so hit my back button. I don't like Zillow today. So let's do Realtor.com. Let's see what Realtor.com is talking about. I'm like, come on. So, so Realtor.com, they say 75,500. I'm like, I think that's a bit much. I like to estimate on the lower side just for because I'm conservative like that. I'm not necessarily trying to overestimate, and then that's not exactly what the property is worth. Like, I'm looking around here and I'm like, all this trees, all this jungle, probably not. Maybe cleaning it up and doing a lot to it, right? So once I assess the condition of the property, and I want to see exactly what the property may be worth. Redfin says 46. Let me see what else is going on here. What does Movoto say? Movoto. All right, they say 52, So I can really say, all right, the price range for this property could be, right? I don't know, but it could be anywhere from, 40,000 to probably maybe 55, right? If it's all fixed up and in a nice condition, that probably could be it. So if you're deciding on like what kind of exit strategy you want, maybe you could fix it up and turn it into a rental. Maybe you could turn it into like Section 8, depending on the neighborhood. If that's something that's feasible, you could probably do something like that. Or what I normally like to do, I love to owner finance. So I like to be the bank for people who normally don't really qualify for traditional financing. So I may sell this property. If I do buy it, I'll sell it back on like owner financing, right? So I'll say, okay, you can buy this property from me for $45,000, at, $500 a month until it's paid off in full, with a rate of interest or something like that, which is better than if someone was like paying rent, and then they like never own it, but here they can pay X amount of dollars per month, including the interest. It's kind of like buying a house as if it was like a car, and it's paid off in a certain amount of time. So that's some of the things that I do. Now, one of the other part of our research, once you're done physically assessing or virtually assessing the neighborhood and the property itself, you really have to do a title search. You got to actually take a look at the information in public records about the owners, because what you're also looking for are liens that may be on the property that you need to be aware of, because even though you're getting the property from the county, there are certain liens that may pass through the deed that the county issued to you. So I want to know if any liens are out there that can threaten, or would become like my ownership. Or my responsibility to pay. So I'll do a quick title search, and I teach my students in Tax D Genius how to do their own title search. So it's literally a public records search, and you're searching for outstanding liens that has not been paid, that has a high probability of being attached to the property even after you own it. Not that those liens can't be satisfied or they can't be negotiated off, but you need to at least be aware of them so that you can factor that into your overall cost in the event that they exist and it's part of your exit strategy to make sure that those is paid off, right? So you want to do a title search. In addition, you also want to see what's on title anyway, because when you get the ownership of the property, whether it's $8,600 or $5,000 or $400, at some point in the ownership of that property, you may want to get a marketable title or title insurance for your property, and you want to be able to confirm or deny in your own research before you purchase the property if you're going to be able to get title insurance. And that's one of the reasons why doing all of your due diligence up front is imperative. So here's our steps. We identify a property that we source from the county. So there's no list or anything to buy. There's no yellow letters. There's no owners that we need to talk to, none of those things, right? We don't have to do that. As you can see, they sent the information to me, all right? So I have identified a property that I'm interested. The county, this happens to be Alabama, so the county of Jefferson, the Alabama State of Department of Revenue is the one who's actually selling it. So they want to know, hey, Ms. Jackson, do you want to buy this property? You got 10 days to do your research and get back to us. So I'm going to take a look at the physical condition of the property. I'm going to assess the neighborhood. Is this a neighborhood that I want to own a property in? All right. And I can always pay somebody just a couple of dollars, just drive through the hood real quick and just take some pictures. Let me know what you think, So that's part of my process as well. And then the other part of our process is to do research on the owners themselves, as well as to see if there's any liens, because at some point in my ownership, I'm going to want to have a marketable title. So I'll be eligible to get title insurance for my property. That's it. That's what we're working on. So I teach people how to do this in a nutshell all across the country, right? So as you can see, what I did right there was virtual. So you don't have to live in the state where you're actually investing, period. You do not. You can do this virtually. You can do it in your spare time, part-time. You can do it while you're working. You don't have to be a full-time investor. I'm a full-time investor. Most of my students aren't, they are working professionals and they're just interested in adding real estate to their portfolio. And they are trying to find a creative way where they can stretch their dollars and get more for less. So tax deeds is a great strategy for them to be able to do that. Hey, it is what it is, right? So for those of you interested in joining this community that I've created of investors that are literally killing the game. Like I have students that buy houses, buy properties for like $800, $800, right? One of my most recent students who graduated the program, the course is only 8 weeks, by the way, finished the program. 30 days later, he bought 2 parcels of land, $800 each, and then turned around and sold them within that same week or 2 weeks time period. It was a really short time period, and sold them for $4,500 each. Oh my gosh. And he was like, oh yeah, I did that and I'm off to like my next. And I was like, bruh, you're not just gonna be making, $9,000 and then just brush it off. But my students get that confidence because they have taken the course and it's really a valuable premium course. Like I know so many people have taken courses in the past, and maybe you're one of them, have taken an online course and you're like, man, like that was literally unfulfilling. Like I did not get what I thought I was going to receive. So I'm clear that many of you have been disappointed with past real estate courses, or of course in any specific topic or industry. I know that, so I apologize for that educator on behalf of that educator that did not meet your expectation. I'm like, I'm so sorry that that's what happened to you, but that's not what's happening here in Tax Deed Genius, period. All right. So it's an 8 weeks premium real estate investing course. That's why it's priced the way it is. But on occasion, I do offer significant savings with a promo code. So now through November 7th, I have a promotion where you can enroll in the course for half off or 50% off. Literally 50% off. So what I'm going to do is include that link in the description, comments area, whatever. You can click on it, and then I'll also put the promo code there, which is 50% off, right? So 50% sign OFF, right? 50% sign like Oscar, Foxtrot, right? That's my military girl for all you guys out there that know that. So you want to take advantage of the information, because this is life changing. I just showed you right then and there, real time, because you have a whole bunch of people, faking the funk and teaching theory, right? So I don't teach theory. I teach practical application because I am a full-time real estate investor. I'm a full-time real estate investor first that happens to teach, okay? Just make that clear, right? So I put my money where my mouth is, and my students do as well. So this is your time, you guys. Jump in, whether you like me or don't, or you don't like my style. I don't know what you're up to, but I do know this: you are missing some key element pieces of information that you need to be successful, and I give it. So enroll in Tax D Genius 8 weeks online course. It's over 90 hours where I pull back the Wizard of Oz curtain, right? I pull back the screen and do in-depth training on title searches, how to actually put your business together, how to get your team, everything that you need to know. I give you the laws, the links, everything that you need for your due diligence process for every state in the United States. That's all 50. There's a lot of educators that only do like certain states or certain counties. They don't do the entire country, right? So you have the opportunity to really get in-depth information that normally you're not really given that. Not only do I teach you the due diligence part, which is paramount to your success, I teach you how to buy tax liens, I teach you how to buy tax deeds, and I teach you how to create your surplus recovery business in the event that that's what you want. All of that is included in the course. That's why I'm sharing with you that it's a really premium course, right? Most people break that up and they want to sell it to you all separately and stuff like that, and kind of like nickel and dime you and stuff. Nah, I included the entire thing in one package just for you. All right. So again, it's your girl, the Jackie Jackson, real estate coach, mentor, and investor, because I put my money where my mouth is, coming to you, sharing all of this information with you. We went over a real quick tutorial of Alabama. I got a price notice from Alabama because I sent in an inquiry from them. I have 10 days to make a decision. I don't know if I'm actually going to buy. I'm on day one, right? I don't know if I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to send somebody out there. It may cost me a couple of bucks just to do it, but it may save me $8,600. I don't know. So I'm gonna spend 50 bucks, invest 50 bucks, and having somebody do a quick drive by for me, dry low, dry slow, ride dirty, whatever they got to do, so that they can take a look at that and send me back the data. And then I'll make my decision from there. All right. I will talk to you guys soon. Oh, hey, remember to subscribe and click the bell, the notification, and make sure that you stay close to me when I post new videos. You don't want to be missing what I'm talking about. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later.